For this pool here, I'm going to drop the water below the returns. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 jets and 2 skimmers. For the equipment, we have a Raypak heater, Hayward filter, Hayward pump. And for the suction side, we have, for the 2 skimmers, and we have a main drain. The suction coming in from the 2 skimmers and the main drain goes up to the filter, goes through the filter, comes out on the other side of this dial, goes into the heater, comes out of the heater, goes down, and it veers off in 2 different directions. Normally your pool wouldn't be like this. It would just go to 1 jet, one to one jet, one the other. But here, one goes to 2 jets and the other one goes to the other 2 jets. I'm just gonna put it on backwash. So clean the sand out before the winter time. So the water be easier to drain out if you clean this out as best you can. So backwash, turn the pump on. Because we have the 2 skimmers and the main drain and we want it below the returns, I'm gonna shut off the 2 skimmers because it's just gonna start sucking air and then it's gonna suck in from the main drain. You might not have this, so whatever way you have to drain your pool, drain it below the returns. I have some other videos and I'll link it right above here where you don't have to drop your water. Only on some pools. Your pool, you might have to drain it down. There's a lot of pools out there that you can just leave the water topped up. We now got it below the skimmer. I'll show you what they do on the equipment side. We're still draining it, but we're below the skimmer. So this is the 2 skimmers here. So we're gonna open them up just so enough it sucks some of the water out, and then once it starts sucking in there, just turn it back down. We don't want to lose prime. So we're gonna open it up. It starts sucking the water out of there. As soon as it starts doing that, we don't want to lose prime, so I just shut it off right away as soon as it starts doing that. And we pick back up. We're almost there. Then we're going to do the next one, which is this one here. And once it starts sucking air, we're going to shut that fast. Okay, so I'm going to open that up now. And shut it right away. And then we'll blow the rest of the water out after once we get it below the returns. A lot less water in there now. There's still a little bit, but at least we got most of it out. You can try it again, suck out more water. You can almost get that thing empty. Right now I'm going to do it one more time. Same thing for that one. That one's not as bad, but we'll just kind of turn it on and turn it off. Do it one more time for the first one. There we go. I can hear it sucking in from the pool. And then do the second one. Shut that off quickly. Let's go see what it looks like. It's a lot better. That's water to try to blow out with a if you ever use a vacuum. But with the blower I use, it's fine. You don't have to do this. But if you're using a shop vac, you want to take out as much water as possible because it's harder to push out. My water's down far enough, just under the jets. Is we take the basket out. Drain plugs, whatever pump you have, should have 2. For the Hayward, there's 1 in the front and then 1 on the side. Take all your parts, put it in the pump basket. Drain plug for the filter. Even if you have a cartridge filter, it's gonna be a drain plug. We want the water to come out like that. If it doesn't come out at all, you got to remove the sand because it's full of water. So that in the basket. We got our blower ready. Again, I'll link that down below, that blower there. If you've seen my other videos, I just use a old Kreepy hose from a Kreepy Krauly. And for the Hayward super pumps, it fits right in there. I don't have to tape anything. And then we're going to do the main drain first, and we already have that open. Our skimmers are closed. So the main drain should look like this. While it's still on, as the blower is still going, we want to turn that main drain off. We want to keep that pressure down so the water doesn't come back in. So it's going to be full of air and it can't push it out. And then we're going to turn that off and turn off the blower. Next, just pick one of the skimmers. If you have one skimmer, just do that one. We're going to turn the blower back on, and we're going to turn it on and blow out the one skimmer. Now if you're using a shop vac, what you could do is you shut the pump off or shut the blower off and then turn it back on. What it does is all the water goes back down low, and you turn it back on, it just shoots it all out. I'll show you what it looks like. Right now I'm going to turn off the blower and I'm going to turn it back on once it settles. Put your antifreeze in there, then put your Gizzmo in and put about 2-3 inches of antifreeze on the bottom, and you're done for that skimmer. And you just put your basket in the pump house. Because I have 2 skimmers, I'm going to do the same with this one. So we're going to open up the next skimmer. I'm going to blow out that one. You might have a side drain. This applies to anything. Just blow out everything. The main drain is a little different if you have a main drain. You want to shut it off. Keep that air in to keep the water down, that pressure. The skimmer doesn't matter because you're going to plug the other side and antifreeze it. And if you have a side suction or some other side suction, you can just keep it open also. For this one here, I have a second, so I'm going to blow that one out the same way. Again, antifreeze. Gizzmo. More antifreeze. If you have the flap in the front, which is called a weir, take that off. Or if you have these little jugs and they're empty, put the cap back on and push them through the front, and it keeps the flap down. Plus, if the ice gets up high enough, it will crush this. So the skimmer's done. Gonna make sure that your power's off. Everything's all off. And gas line off. Now some pools you just can't drop the water. See, I got the wrinkles in the liner because the groundwater is seeping in. The groundwater is pretty high. Not every pool you can drop the water, and it's a really good example of why some of my videos I don't drop the water. So for next year, I'm not going to drop the water in this pool. It's all the way around. It's all there. Now we're going to blow out the return side. So after the pump, I like to put a union in, so I can just disconnect this, but halfway, and then I'll tape my hose to it. Then that way I can turn to recirculate or whirlpool, depends on what kind of filter you have. you want it to bypass through this dial, not through the whole filter. So recirculate on Hayward, Whirlpool on like a Pentair or other ones. So it's going to go through here, out through the heater, and out through the returns. Got my hose all taped up. Now you don't have to do this every year. If you have just your pool, then you would hook it up where, like say this part here, the other side of this union, I would have it somewhere, this piece here, buy another one, and then this piece here, just hook it to whatever hose you're going to use. That way you can just screw it on. A little easier. So right now, we're going to blow out the returns. We got the recirculate, and we'll see what it looks like. I started this video yesterday, and I was finishing it today, and it rained overnight. So the water kind of went up a bit. So yesterday we were below that return. Now we're it's kind of going in there. So I'm gonna have to do it a certain way here. So whatever jet comes out first, like the water comes out first, that's the first one you're gonna plug. Because we have 4 jets here. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is on the side here. The first one that the water rushed out was this one here, and then the second was this one. So I'm going to block this one off first as it's going. You can use an expansion plug, or you can use just the yellow plugs. We got that plug on, and I got that plug over there on. That one there, I can't hear the air coming out and gurgling. So I'm going to block this one off, and it should come out the other jet here behind me. We'll see what happens. I'm going to plug that. So a lot of water came out there once I plugged that other one. So all of them are plugged up except this one here. So I'm going to run it for a little bit because I can hear a little bit of gurgling. As long as we get most of it out. I'm going to run it for a bit. And as that's blowing, we're going to go to the equipment side and pull the plug on the heater. Now this Raypack's a little bit different. They don't have the little plug on the bottom. They have the sensor here. So you have to unscrew this. So counterclockwise. Blower off, and then put your last plug in. Next we put the basket back in. Make sure the drain plug's off. We're going to take off pressure gauge and the sight glass for the backwash. Put all your stuff in the basket. Make sure that the gas is turned off and your heater's turned off. Top dial, just turn it anyway. You can turn it to closed or in between. I just go in between most of the time. Don't forget the lid. Look over everything, make sure you never miss anything. You got all the water out of everything on the equipment side. Once you know you're good on this side, then you can put your winter cover on.